Okay, so you want to have your pencil nicely sharpened, have your eraser there ready. Uh, and so how do we start this? Well, I want to make sure that I'm going to have the head here along this row. I want to be mindful of that. And I mean, of course, we've been doing a lot of envelope, uh, but I think at this point, we have to also take into consideration the line of action. Like I was really pushing for you guys to do the envelope first. Uh, and I think we've done a lot of that. And so I think that point has been made. And but a big part of figure drawing and the first stages is you want to do the line of action. And in this case, we're doing straight lines. We're still going to stay with the straight lines. And I'm looking for one line to represent the whole figure. I mean, it can be this, going through the center of the figure, down to this leg. This is the leg that has all the weight. And how do I know that? Well, like if you look at the pelvis and you look at the side of the pelvis that is higher, usually or that will be the leg that has all the weight. So this can work nicely, a line that represents from that hand all the way down. But also the figure, because of that arm that is higher, also has a very nice diagonal. And well, there's in drawing, there's more than one answer. I overall like that one line that goes from the highest arm down to the leg that is at rest, the right leg. So that's the one I'm gonna pick. And see what I did also, I set my margins, like I think I don't want to go any higher than this. And probably the point, the tip of the right foot is probably gonna be down here. So you always want to do that. You want to set your margins. You don't want your drawing to just keep getting bigger and bigger. And in a way, the envelope has helped us remedy that problem. So this is my line of action. If I had one line to represent this whole pose. And then from here, I can use this to help me do the envelope. What is a good long line here that I can? I think this here, from the right toe up to the shoulder. And see the shoulder, where does the shoulder fall? Ask yourself these questions, like the shoulder, I mean, the model there, he's got a beard, but the right shoulder is approximately at the two heads, at this right here. You bring this over. So that's gonna help me That's gonna help me do that line there. And then the right hand is probably a little bit on top of the one head measurement, somewhere here. So that's 3, a minimum of 5, a maximum of 6 line segments to do this. And then the elbow, the left elbow is somewhere. If you bring a line, a horizontal line from the elbow across. Let me get the other hand up. I've got this other smaller one. When I look at this, I'm like, where is the elbow? So it's like, it's about at the eye line. So we know the eye line is going to be here. And then all the way down from the elbow down to the left foot. And this is a very challenging drawing. So I've got 5 lines there, and then to finish making the coffin for this guy. There. So that's the big shape. And another thing I want to do right now is I want to throw in a line that represents the other leg, the left leg as well. And see, these, I haven't really done much of these lines before, but it's also to help me figure out what the pelvis is doing, right? And then also what the shoulders are doing. This is not the bottom of the pelvis. This is the top of the pelvis. You know, the bottom of the pelvis is down here. You know, the genital area. This is what this line is representing. All right. And now I can start looking at those big shapes. And see, here, for me, it was easier just to kind of ignore the tip of the foot here. Sometimes you have to make those general observations. So that's a big shape there. And then I can I can cut in here. This describes the torso. That's from the shoulder down to the hip. You see, just with these few lines, I'm thinking it looks a little wide. So yeah, I haven't had to add any more details. But just with this, I know, like, you know, this point is somewhere here. And then of course, this is the shoulder. And it feels a little too wide. And that's something I'll try and correct on the next stage here. I'm gonna erase. And I've mentioned this many, many times, you know, but this envelope and block in has to become part of your thinking when you're drawing, even when after you leave the class. It'll make drawing a lot easier, make your drawings more accurate. And it gets a little bit more complicated, or I mean, I'm gonna add another step to it. It's not that difficult, but sometimes I have to be careful what I introduce. I don't want to confuse the students. But also, like at this point, we can introduce the idea of following a line, follow the line through. You know, like you look at this drawing, and if you look at the inside of the right leg, and if you follow that line, see, it goes all the way to the elbow. And that happens, you know, we haven't gone over the anatomy, but if you follow that line, it hits the rectus abdominis here. It hits it hits right here, the side of the torso. And see, by looking at that, I'm like, I gotta move in the elbow. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Don't freak out with this. See, like I followed all that line through. And then if you look at his ear and the neck and the middle of the torso, and you bring it all the way down, this is what I'm gonna do here. And it continues through through the thigh, the inner thigh here. And then it kind of changes direction. But there's a lot of lines like that just continue through the figure. And I just wanted to introduce that because we'll keep using that later on. But just, I don't want to do too many of those because it can get it takes a while to start to see them. And, try and pay attention to those things. Those lines connect the whole drawing, connect the whole figure.
Yeah, it's real hard to see your drawing. I think it's too light for us.
Yeah, it's like the light's kind of a bit bright, so we can barely see any of the lines.
It just makes it real difficult to follow you.
Okay, let me see what I can do. I'm not gonna switch to charcoal. I'm just gonna make them darker with the graphite. I think the distance, yeah, the distance makes it harder. But yeah, I'll try and make them darker. So I'm gonna start, looking here at the. Is that better?
Yes.
I was also being more careful because the more I look at this drawing, it's like it is very talented.
Kobe, I'm gonna thank you.
So that we can finish by Thursday. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. So this is the bottom of the pelvis. The belly button at the third. And see, I think here, what I just noticed, the left foot is actually, the heel is gonna be right at the 7.5. So the tip is probably gonna come down to the 8. And the right knee, the right foot's gonna be, is gonna get past the 8. I think otherwise it won't fit. But that's because that right leg would be closer to us. Gotta drop. I had that too high there. How's that, John? Is that better? All right. Yeah, this is
Yeah, good here.
because I keep looking at this, I'm like, I'm in for a challenge here with this drawing. That's why it's such a nice drawing, because it's challenging and it's very nicely done. So make a note of this, that the left leg and the left foot, those are the ones that are going to fall within the proportions of the 7.5 heads. And like I said, the tip's gonna probably go almost to the 8, and the right leg, the right foot is gonna get past the 8 heads. Let me give it another go here. I'm gonna try and establish where the head is. So that's the one head. See, just that tells me a lot here. See, I keep looking at the belly button to figure out where this is. So I know that's gonna be at the 3. think I had too much space here. So that the head really helped me to try and figure what's going on here. There's still a lot more corrections I have to do. So I'm gonna work on this side. I'm concerned about that width. And I'm gonna go into the figure to try and decipher what's happening here. I had to cut up that space because it was difficult for me to figure out the thickness of the torso. And as I keep looking at this, of course he's like stretching, so we might have to make some adjustments. But I think now it's falling more into place. At first I was a little I was confused as to why things were not doing what they were supposed to. But I think overall this will work out. I'm a little disappointed that it got this small. I've been working on those skeletons that are life size, and now like I got this tiny little figure. I just enjoy like the making big paintings and big drawings. I'm gonna resharpen my pencil. I'm gonna move this a little closer. I'm looking at it at an angle, and it's gonna have to do this from behind the camera here. Otherwise, I get a distorted view. I'll move the camera. I'll move it down as I work on this drawing. As I go down here. Keep in mind, he has a beard, so that's gonna drop below the bottom of this line here, or the first head. He had this way out here. And see this foot is way past the 8 heads. So it helps to be walking around, and so you can look at your drawing from different distances. That's why I like to paint standing and also draw standing up. Okay, so this is getting better, but I still gotta make some more corrections. Okay, still we're not even at 6. Another thing you want to keep in mind with a drawing that is as finished as that is the model probably had that pose for, for 2-3 hours a day for about 2 or 3 months. That's how you're able to do that much detail. So I'm I'm looking, see what I gotta fix. And I've got this very faint outline here that I think I gotta move this over so I can see it better. Well, I've got this other printout.
It looks like he's leaning backward some. Does that move his mammillary papillae upward?
Hold on. Yeah, he is he is leaning backwards. The weight of the stick that he has. I have to drop this a little bit lower. And see, this remains, somewhat consistent. This measurement and the fourth head measurement, the bottom of the pelvis. Because he's picking up his arms, that pulls the breast, that's gonna pull those higher and make them foreshortened. So this is the second head measurement where the mammary papilla would be. But see, he's, by picking up his arms, it's pulling that up. So despite, the proportions helping us in place the figure and making it accurate, there's going to be variations like that you have to, improvise, and not improvise, but make the necessary adjustments. But yeah, I look for what remains constant. I think this and this is going to be the belly button, bottom of the pelvis, and the left knee. Those should all fall in their proper place. And see, just by doing this line, I think it helped. And I'm going in here with a little bit more detail than usual, because I need to place these features on the torso so that I can make better sense of it. And yeah, the shoulder, I think that can stay here. I have to bring it in more this way. So this is this is what happens sometimes. You have a pose that gives you more problems than you expect, but then you have to rely on what you know. Look for those constants. What stays within the proportions, and work yourself out of the problem using those things that remain constant, and make the necessary adjustments. And I'm thinking there's more distance here. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock. So I keep looking back at I look at the monitor, at the screen, because it gives me a different angle. I look at the printouts, trying to find corrections I need to make. So I'm gonna give it another go at the contour, at the shape, and then I'm gonna close in. But also, I need to think about this, and I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. Sharpening it can help me like meditate and think about what I'm doing. So I move the camera a little closer here so you guys can see. And I'm switching to my fingers now. The face, I keep squinting to simplify into this shape here. I'm not looking at the eyes, at the nose. Trying to get this. I squint and the beard and the hair become a big shape. And I guess now, as I keep squinting, the eye just becomes a big shape. Squinting is your editing software that you have. It's always available to you. If you don't know what to do, you squint. Just a big shape for the hand. I'm not trying not to look at that stick yet, because it becomes part of the value of the background as I squint. The elbow. And see, this is a foreshortened arm right here. That's the shadow shape. So this is the second head measurement here. I'm looking at this area, the rib cage, the serratus, the external oblique. See this right there, you've got the third head measurement. I'm gonna move the belly button a little higher, again because he's stretching. But I'm still within the ballpark there. See, this separates the rectus abdominis here. See, now I'm a little bit more satisfied with this. But I kind of lost track of how many times I've erased this.
Sir, I'm gonna have to leave because I'm not feeling good, so I'm gonna go to the hospital.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, hope you feel better soon. Hope it's nothing serious. See, I've got to add some of this line work here so I can break up the space and I can tell if the width is correct. It helps And see, this way of drawing, it only works with graphite. If you were using charcoal, it'd already be a big mess because of the challenge of the pose and the constant correcting. I would have already had a very hard time controlling the charcoal. See, now it's looking better. And I'm getting close to the 8 heads. I'm trying to stay within the 7.5. And so that's why instead of going longer here, I try and move the knee, move it up a little bit, make other adjustments so that I don't make the leg too long. So like I keep looking and I'm like, I think maybe I gotta narrow down the torso. Too bad that this foot it's not entirely on the drawing. I hadn't really noticed this until today. See, it's getting better. So it's 6:26. So I can do this one more time before I go in and do like a planar analysis for the shading. Another reason that I like the kneaded eraser is that if you erase lightly, you leave this ghost image. Another eraser, and if I wanted to make a fresh start to, let's say, like the arm, and I really didn't like where it was, I would use another type of eraser, and that would erase it thoroughly. So I'm going to go to the sandpaper again. See, that's what you want. Otherwise, the drawing gets kind of blurry and it just looks kind of, the line gets too thick and looks kind of blunt, and it just, you want to keep it clean, keep the lines clean. I'm going to move it at a little angle here so I can get closer. I'm gonna fold this. I can I can see it there more closely. And I try to keep this, the printout, as straight as I can. And the paper, I try and keep everything as straight vertically as I can so that things are not crooked, things are not tilted, so that my drawing is not tilted, and then I get a foreshortening. Anything that, when you have something crooked, your reference here, your paper's foreshortened, it just makes it more difficult. Makes it more difficult to get it right. there were some some classes, you know, when I was a student that I would attend, and we would spend the first session, you know, 2 or 3 hours just trying to get it right, get the proportions right. And then we would have that same pose for, you know, 2 or 3 weeks. Uh, and then that way, for the remainder of the pose, you could just kind of enjoy the shading process. And sometimes despite spending, you know, 2 or 3 hours or maybe more on getting the pose accurate, it still wasn't accurate, you know, and you had to revise. So I think this is looking accurate, but I might have to, depending how it looks to me tomorrow when I see it, I might have to make some corrections. And see, I'm not looking for the eye, I'm just looking for the big shapes. Now I can try and describe the mustache, but just shapes, big shapes. There's a little bit of an ear, but I'm gonna block that in also. I think somewhere there. And I look at this distance from there to the bicep. See if I can move the camera a little closer here. See there, I'm not I'm not looking at fingers. Again, just big shapes. And see here, see that shape, that is the shadow shape for the tip of the fingers. And then that stick he's holding. And there's an overwhelming amount of detail. You just look at it, you're like, wow, look at all those, look at the fingers, look at the knuckle, look at the creases. So like, you know, just like, don't look at all those details. You know, just like step back and squint. Don't get overwhelmed with all those details. Let me pick up the camera here a little bit. And to be totally sincere with you, this drawing, he should actually be like 8 heads. That would have made it easier to draw, but I'm still, instead of trying to make them longer, I'm trying to bring it in so that the thickness kind of compensates for the length. Because otherwise, if I keep them 7, it might look too thick. So I'm adjusting it so that I can fit it in there. Because it's important that you guys get this across, this concept of the 7.5 heads, and to have those boundaries, those limits to work with. Because it's easy just to say, you know what, it looks good. Yeah, I say, wow, but you've got to push yourself to be more precise and to work within certain proportional systems. And this hand also is it's a very challenging shape that it has, even as a flat shape. It's challenging, but it's a very interesting shape as well. See, like there, that got a little too blunt for me. I started to notice that the line was getting very soft and blurry. And I've got this other one. And see, this is looking more organic, but see, every stroke is, I'm not doing this. Yes. See all these nice details here of the serratus. I'm just going to simplify that to one line here. See, he seems like the whole neck, not only is it covered by the beard, but also by the pectoralis, and the breast muscles here. Undo the arch of the rib cage here. And I can do here the six pack. Just indicate it very slightly. And see here, of course, gets darker, not only because of the pubic hair, but because this starts to curve under. So that, this, the torso, of course, it's not flat, a side profile, like let's say this is the arch. This is what happens here with the rib cage. But it goes away from the light source. That's why it gets so dark in this area. So it's not flat. And before I keep drawing, I'm gonna sharpen my pencils a little bit more. When I printed, I sent these to get printed here in the office, and I went to pick them up, and I ran into another faculty, and he's like, he asked me, how do you like the online teaching? And he kind of had this expression of like, he was like really fed up with it. And well, I mean, I just told him, like, I'm trying to make the best I can, make the best of the situation. And so I try and spend all the time drawing. That way I can show you how I work step by step. But I mean, ultimately, I think I've enjoyed this stage of the pandemic, just making the videos for the painting classes. I'm just trying to make the best of the situation. See, if I see the line shows up here. See, this is, I drew this line with the roller here. See, this lines up. If you drop a line straight, can you see that? Let me see how far off, because I thought I wasn't getting it right. See, I gotta move it. I gotta move this. I thought there was something not right. So, actually, I think I just had made the gastrocnemius here too thick. I do have to move this. By next class, I'm gonna try and shade part of the background. Just and I'm gonna try and make it fairly dark. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm gonna try and shade the background and also the shadow shapes. One thing I want to do also is kind of give it a plainer breakdown. So overall, I think this turned out okay. I wish it was bigger. That's my main concern here. But I think we can do a good job shading on this on Thursday. I can try and differentiate the shadows, the dark value within the beard here. So just to go back here and point out what happened with the proportions. You know, the mammary papilla moved up. This is the second head measurement. The belly button also moved up a little bit. You know, to compensate for the pose, the way that the model is standing in the pose that he's taking. So those kind of stay constant, you know, the 5.5 for the knees. And it really only applied to the left leg here, and also the 7.5. I had a hard time keeping it within 7.5. It went a little bit past that. And of course, the right leg is closer to us, so that went down to the 8. See, right now, just trying to figure out the different values where the planes break. If I'm able to shade some of this before class, I'll try and post it. Because this amount of shading is going to take a while, so I don't know if. But my goal is to shade the background, part of the background, not the whole paper. And maybe like make a border here. Like something like that. And also go into the shadow shapes of the model here. So that I think that's good for today. And so quickly, we'll go look at your homework. I like how it looks right now, but I have to see how it looks tomorrow. I might make some adjustments. Okay, let me go to Blackboard. Okay. Okay. Miguel. Miguel left us. Alondra, are you there, Alondra?
Amy told me if you could tell me what she needs to do about the homework because I'm texting her right now.
To who?
Amy.
Oh, Miguel. Okay. Okay. Well, let's look at yours, Alondra.
Okay. The first one is the one with you said I needed to fix the dice. I think I want to say it's that one. That one's Amy's. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what this. Had you done this one?
Yeah, you told me to correct it.
That was a number 3, you know.
Yeah, that was number 4 now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this looks better.
Mm-hmm.
That was 3.
Oh, that's the other drawing. It's the one below it. The corrections 1. The top. Oh, you already saw that.
Yeah, it's hard to click on these things. They're so close together.
I didn't have time to rename them. Sorry.
It looks much better. Did I look at this one? See, like you got, make sure also like this can throw you off what you did here. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But see this, that looks better. This can also be lower.
Lower? Okay.
Yeah. But okay, looks better. Now what about the other one?
I still had trouble. No, that's the top one. Yeah, I still had trouble with that one. It's
Why? Why do you have trouble with it?
I don't know how to draw butts. I never drawn butts before. It's a little better. No, I think. Oh,
Mm,
oh yeah, right there. So yeah, sorry. I did a yeah.
what okay, it looks much better than the last one.
I made sure the head hits at the 1 mark.
This is the final one. I mean, I don't know why, like you keep going back to the line work and like this looks very big. You see this?
Yeah, okay, now I see it. Yeah,
And why didn't you fix it?
that's not it.
What?
It looked fine when I finished it, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a little wonky.
It's a lot better. It is a lot. The last time that it's an improvement. So
Okay.
I'm happy about that. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
My other homework should be around there. It was like the last thing I posted because I was still working on it. No, that it's by itself. It should say like November 10th, page 17. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, they're much better than the two from last week. Now keep this. This ends up at 4,
Oh, okay.
and it's you have to number the spaces, not the lines.
Oh, the spaces. Oh, okay.
Yeah, number the spaces.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you're numbering the lines, that might be throwing you off. But see, like this I believe is where it's supposed to be 5.5. It's just this here, the bottom of the pelvis or the bottom of the gluteus maximus. Okay, all right, it's much better, Alondra. I mean, I still work on my proportions, and so it's good to see that you've improved. Okay,
Okay. Sorry, my mom is calling.
okay, that's fine.
Her style of drawing reminds me of J.J. Walker from that
JJ
show Good Times back in the 70s.
Okay, he would draw. Yeah, he was a.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
if
reminds me
Alondra,
of that.
I don't know if Alondra remembers that. Way before her time, maybe her mom.
No, she wasn't even born yet.
Okay. Well, look, it's why don't we look at these on Thursday? I feel a little tired. I'm like out of it. All right. Standing is good for me to draw, but I'm just like out of it. All right. We'll finish looking at this on Thursday. Okay. Oops.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye,
sir.
guys.
Bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye,
Hasta luego.
sir.
Bye. I have charcoal on my face. All right. Okay, guys. Bye.